Chiefs trade for DeAndre Hopkins. They send a fourth rounder over to the Tennessee Titans. And it felt like this trade was supposed to happen, right? It felt like this was the trade we were waiting on since we saw the Chiefs last year in the opener against the Lions. And I made a video right after. If you're in tight with me on social media, I said it looks like the Chiefs should have traded for DeAndre Hopkins, because we know that they've had injuries this year between Rashee Rice, Travis Kelce aging some, Xavier Worthy still trying to gel into the offense. Obviously, Isaiah Pacheco as well. We know that the Chiefs have been beat up this year. And that's been the scariest part, is knowing that Kansas City is beat up and they're still able to perform well. Knowing that Patrick Mahomes is literally playing some of his worst football, and he's still out there putting up wins for the Kansas City Chiefs. And just to know that they are so beat up, knowing that they had to bring in a guy like Kareem Hunt, knowing that they're having to get some flexibility in Carson Steele for rushing the football, knowing that Mecole Hardman's having to punch in as well. All of the creativity that Kansas City has been showing us here lately, and the elite coaching of Andy Reid. I can't even say the elite quarterback play of Patrick Mahomes, because it hasn't been. And I'm not even going to sugarcoat it and say that it has been. When you have your leading receivers in certain games being like Samaje Perine or Noah Gray as well, again, Xavier Worthy still trying to gel with the offense, and then you bring in a guy like DeAndre Hopkins. And this is really, exactly what the Chiefs needed here. They needed a veteran presence in the receiving room. Not that Travis Kelce isn't that. Not that Rashee Rice wasn't being that for an amount of time before he dealt with his injuries. But knowing that DeAndre Hopkins felt like DeAndre Hopkins was supposed to land here. And fate always works out. The NFL gods, ball don't lie. It works out the way that it's supposed to. At least it feels like, anyways, right? Again, it felt like this should have happened last year. After the opener against the Lions, we saw the Chiefs the last couple of years without Tyreek Hill not really have that number one receiving option. Yes, Rashee was jumping in. Of course, Travis Kelce's been Travis Kelce. We've seen the insane seasons out of him. We've seen Mecole Hardman come back over in trades as well. But getting that true veteran at the wide receiver position, again, I will always give that credit to Travis Kelce. You could damn near line him up as a wide receiver. We saw how one year he was, I think it would have been number 4 in receiving yards for wide receivers, but he, qualifies as a tight end, so they kept him out of that conversation. I'm not going to come on here and say that, oh, go ahead and sign the Chiefs up for the three-peat. This is exactly the move that they needed to get to where they need to go. No, I'm not, because they still need better play out of Patrick Mahomes, which I think bringing in a guy like D-Hop will just naturally elevate Mahomes' play for sure. Give him more confidence. I know it's a receiver, and not that Mahomes needs more confidence. I know it's a receiver that Mahomes hasn't thrown to, but they're going to build that chemistry. He's going to get in the building. He's going to be on the field for the Chiefs next game and for the ensuing games, for them providing that spark, getting them through the playoffs. And hell, I hope DeAndre Hopkins wins a ring, because he definitely deserves to. He has earned that claim in the NFL. And DeAndre Hopkins, you have to shout out him for what he's put up with throughout his career. Yeah, he had a very solid quarterback in Deshaun Watson, but then the dysfunction of Houston, obviously Deshaun's out of there. You send D-Hop over to I almost said the Titans, but I forgot he made a stop with the Arizona Cardinals. DeAndre Hopkins traded to the Arizona Cardinals, looks good for a couple of years with Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray was a reputable quarterback there. Then you have DeAndre Hopkins heading over to the Titans. And it was an okay tenure. He dealt with the likes of Ryan Tannehill and Will Levis and some other quarterbacks that were able to get into that QB1 position, and even if they had the backup position activated for them as well, and get him some throws while he was in a Titans uniform, allow him to accumulate some yards and receptions. But now with the Kansas City Chiefs, easily playing with the best quarterback he's ever played with. It might not be at the height of which Kyler and Deshaun were playing at one point in their careers, but he's with the best quarterback he's ever played with. He's with the biggest winner of a quarterback that he's ever played with. He's in the best organization that he's ever played in, with the best quarterback and with the best coach that he's ever played with. So it's just nothing but positive for DeAndre Hopkins. And it's nothing but positive for the Kansas City Chiefs as well. And as it should be. They needed a receiver to come in. They needed someone to come in and take that pressure off Mahomes. And it wouldn't be shocking if Mahomes, and it's not that Mahomes needs, pressure taken off of him because he's great in adversity and that's why he is who he is because he rises above the pressure. But we're going to see Mahomes' production more than likely uptick as well. We're going to see DeAndre Hopkins schemed into one of the best offenses in the NFL and the best offense he's ever been in. And that's without question. So I'm very happy for D-Hop. I hope the Chiefs can get him a Super Bowl ring. I hope the Chiefs really implement him into this offense where he can just snap throughout the rest of the year, really provide that stability in the receiver room, that veteran presence, that leadership. And it was a great move. I mean, a fourth rounder. I hate to see a veteran like DeAndre Hopkins pop all over the league from the Texans to the Cardinals to the Titans and now the Chiefs. But sometimes you got to get through the ringer before you get to it. And three poorly ran organizations for the most part, for the most of his career, and now he's with the Chiefs. I know the guy's ecstatic, and the Chiefs are going to put him to work. It's going to be even more of a lethal offense as he steps in healthy. And as he's just an absolute weapon, some of the best hands in the NFL, one of the best contested catchers in the NFL. Absolutely no negatives here for the Kansas City Chiefs as they really, really needed this position.